Good morning. I am only a couple minutes earlier today because I don't know, my internet is not doing so well. I hope we can stay connected through our practice. But I'm gonna give 3 minutes. So if you're watching in recording, you can fast forward 3 minutes, and the beginning of the practice will be there. And now I'm gonna tag everybody and hope that people will find me. Oops. Good morning, Gina. Thank you, Gina. Feliz Domingo to you too. Good morning, Jean. I see that Cindy is saying good morning on a different live, so let me redirect her. All right, let's start. Today, I want to start a very interesting topic that we will continue next week. Well, in my opinion, it is interesting anyway. It's what happens to us when we feel two competing, two contradictory emotions at the same time. What happens when we realize that two seemingly contradictory thoughts are kind of both true? Brené Brown says to this, Welcome to being human. Competing emotions and contradictory thoughts are messy and can feel uncomfortable, vulnerable, even irritating. But it's important to remember that this push-pull is a reflection of our complexity as a human being. And if we're willing to stay with it, to stay curious, complexity is one of our greatest teachers. Of course, the problem starts when we don't have the skills or the tools, the experience to tolerate this uncertainty, this ambiguity, and we give in to our natural craving for neat, mutually exclusive categories. There is nothing more limiting than oversimplifying the thoughts and feelings that have the power to help us understand who we are and what we need. When we gather information from our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, especially those layered, messy ones, the resulting tension can actually serve us, however unpleasant it feels. When we are communicating our feelings and thoughts, both to ourselves and to others, we might want to consider sharing our uncertainties and not hide them. Brené Brown says, when someone tells me, I'm not sure how I feel, I'm sad, but weirdly, I'm also relieved. My first thought isn't, yikes, they have no idea how they feel. They must have none of self-awareness. My first thought is normally, oh man, I totally get that. I get how these things can coexist. That makes absolute sense. The uncertainty feels like self-awareness to me. When someone tells me, well, I'm not sure what I think about this policy. I used to be a fierce proponent of it, but now I'm learning more and more, and I'm not as sure as I used to be. My first thought isn't, oh, what a flip-flopper. My first thought actually is, wow, that's rare. What exactly are you learning? I'm curious, please share. It may sound counterintuitive, but acknowledging uncertainty is a function of grounded confidence, and there is a lot of humility in it. Acknowledging uncertainty is a function of grounded confidence. So let's explore what happens when we experience contradictory thoughts and emotions. As always, take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle in. Scan your body, notice how you're feeling this morning. Notice your breath, allowing it to be free, not trying to control it. Simply observe how your breath flows in and out of your body. And now bring to mind a situation that makes you experience contradictory, seemingly mutually exclusive emotions, and perhaps thoughts at the same time. Maybe you're experiencing this situation now. Maybe it's something from your recent past, but I'm sure that you can tap into some experience. We have all been there. So, what are these thoughts, these emotions, and how do they contradict each other? Acknowledge that. As you reflect on that, notice what happens in your body. Where in your body do you feel this contradiction? And if you could express your contradiction as a pose or a movement, what would it be? What happens in your mind as you reflect on this? Do you want to fix yourself as soon as you can because it's uncomfortable to stay with this uncertainty? Can you stay with the discomfort just for a few more moments, leaning into it, reminding yourself it's human. We all experiencing that. There is nothing to be embarrassed about, nothing to be ashamed of, simply a human experience. Remember the words of Adam Grant from his book Think Again, The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know, that I shared with you a few days ago when we talked about confusion. He says, I need time for my confusion. Confusion can be a cue that there is new territory to be explored, a fresh puzzle to be solved. So give this uncertainty just a few more moments. Observe, can you simply breathe into this unsettling space without trying to resolve anything? And observe what happens. Remind yourself that confusion, contradiction, leads to deep learning. And instead of trying to answer all those buzzing questions, what if you could simply let them go unanswered for a while? Just for now. Be uncertain. It's okay. So what is happening as you stay with your uncertainty? In the softer way? Is anything changing? Are you getting even more anxious about the whole thing, or are you surrendering, softening into the flow of life that right now, yes, feels very contradictory to you? Can you just simmer in this uncertainty? Can you let all the questions simply float in your mind? It's like when we're looking at the clouds above, we usually don't feel the need to immediately organize them into a neat line and calculate the speed at which they will pass by. We simply watch, usually in awe, at this intricate pattern that ebbs and flows as new shapes emerge. What if you could apply the same approach to the uncertainty of your contradictory thoughts and emotions, to the uncertainty of your confusion? How are you feeling now? Has anything changed in your thought process? Has it relaxed a bit or not really? Does it feel like your tolerance of uncertainty has expanded a bit? Has anything shifted? And remember, there is no wrong answer here. So if nothing changed for you, that's okay. Don't worry. This is just an exploration, a practice. Now bring your hands to your heart and repeat after me. I am here. I am breathing. My mind is working. My heart is beating. So even with this uncertainty present, in this very moment, I'm okay. All is well in my world. How are you feeling now? Has this grounding mantra helped a bit? Or not really? And again, it's okay, whatever the outcome. As you go through your day today, I invite you to notice when you feel several seemingly contradictory emotions. Notice your default reaction to this uncertainty. Maybe there is a strong desire to fix everything right this second. Maybe there is frustration, avoidance, emerging lack of self-confidence, even shame. Why can't I figure it out? See if you can interrupt this pattern by giving yourself time to simply simmer in this uncertainty, trusting that it will open you up to a deeper, more spacious truth. Enjoy your explorations, enjoy your discoveries. And as always, if you feel inspired to share, please do. It's always very helpful to learn about other people's musings and points of view, to expand our horizons. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.